What's up, dudes? It's your totally tubular friends, Nathan Blackwell and Krissy Lenz, here for the Most Excellent 80s Movies podcast, here to urge you to become a sustaining member of the pod.
For just a few bucks a month, you can support the Most Excellent 80s Movies podcast and get all kinds of rad perks and stuff in the mix.
Yeah, like for example, you get each episode a week early, as though you have your own personal DeLorean into the future.
Plus, you get special bonus content at the end of every episode.
And you know you want more of that sweet, sweet Nathan and Krissy banter.
Plus, you get access to the TrueStory.fm discussion board on Discord, so you can join the conversation there too.
So head up to TrueStory.fm today, click on our show page, and sign up to become a member today. Party on, dudes!
Before we dive in, here's another show you can enjoy in the True Story FM family of entertainment podcasts.
Hey, psst. Hey, you see that Snickers over there? If no one's looking, you should just take it.
No! Don't listen to him, my son. That would be stealing, and stealing is a sin.
Sin Schmin, it's a freaking Snickers bar. You deserve to have it. Sinning really satisfies you.
Repent, my child. Virtue is the only real snack worth savoring. For that candy bar is merely a gateway to nougat damnation. Has this ever happened to you?
Listening to the devil on one shoulder and an angel on the other, and you're not sure what to think?
Then we're here to help. I'm Pete Wright.
And I'm Tommy Metz III, and this season on All the Feelings, we're examining the 7 deadly sins.
You know, the fun ones.
And the 7 heavenly virtues.
Which are also a thing. Through personal stories, historical oddities, and way too much embarrassment, we take you on a thrilling journey through all the goods and the bads you hear about in church.
But without all that pesky church stuff. So come join us for All the Feelings Season 9, a sometimes funny podcast about being human. All the sins, all the virtues.
All in one place. Go to allthefeelings.fun to learn more, or subscribe to All the Feelings wherever you get your podcasts.
Game over.
Hey there, true believers. Andy Nelson here from the Marvel Movie Minute podcast with the rest of the team.
Pete Wright.
Kyle Olson.
Rob Cabasco.
And Matthew Fox.
This is the podcast where we dissect the Marvel Cinematic Universe 1 minute at a time, exploring every detail of this epic superhero franchise.
In our season looking at Iron Man 3, we're going to mix things up a bit.
That's right. Rob and I are your guides, but instead of our usual minute-by-minute format, we dive into 5 minutes of the film in each weekly episode.
It's a totally new approach, but one that still allows us to explore all the depth and detail that makes these movies so special, even if Iron Man 3 isn't all that special.
Hold on. That's where you're wrong. Extremist, Shane Black.
Yeah. Would you like to look at the Mandarin and Maya Hansen? Mm-hmm.
So whether you're a die-hard Marvel fan or just love deep dives into movies, there's something for everyone on Marvel Movie Minute.
Suit up and join us on this epic audio adventure. You can find us at truestory.fm or by searching Marvel Movie Minute on your favorite podcatcher.
Because in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, every minute is packed with excitement.
Enough said.
Hello, and welcome to the Most Excellent 80s Movies podcast. It's the podcast where a filmmaker and a comedian skate their way through the 80s movies we think we love or might have missed with these our modern eyes. And today we're talking about Thrashin', a movie selection from 1986, about which the Google overview says, Corey, played by Josh Brolin, and his band of skater buddies sometimes make mischief, but they're more interested in girls and having fun on their boards than getting into any real trouble. Notorious enemy crew, the Daggers, led by Tommy Hook, played by Robert Russler, get their kicks terrorizing the locals at Venice Beach. When Corey starts dating Tommy's kid sister, the Daggers are furious. The boys then take their beef to the LA Massacre, a deadly skate race down a canyon road. All right, here comes the trailer.
Whatever for less at Harbor
That's
Freight.
a Harbor Freight commercial.
Well, look at that. It's brisket.
Okay, here's a brisket commercial. Here comes
You've got to keep that in.
Corey Webster is taking off for LA. He lives to thrash. He loves to compete. But the competition is a killer.
Check it out, Hook and the Daggers.
You're gonna be the most beautiful girl at the club. The music of the Bangles, Animation, Devo, Meatloaf, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Thrashin.
Well, what do you thrash?
What do you got?
You'd like to be held like that?
Yeah, I'd love it.
Ain't it funny? Is it just beginner's luck? Well, maybe.
There he is! Big bad dagger. It's just the game, right, Valley Boy? You like games, right, Valley Boy? An uphill romance
Corey, please don't go.
to a downhill race. Thrashin', it's not a kid's game anymore.
An uphill romance to a downhill race. It's possibly the most clever line that's ever been inflicted upon us in a trailer. I'm Krissy Lenz, one of the directors at the Neighborhood Comedy Theater in downtown Mesa, Arizona. And with me, as always, is
Independent filmmaker Nathan Blackwell.
Yay!
I feel like we finally got the introduction right.
It only took us 8 years.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I knew thrashing would be the key.
By the second decade, we'll have really cracked this code. We'll have figured it out for sure. Thrashin'. I have never seen this movie. I've never heard of this movie.
Oh, come on.
No, really. Have you've seen it? You loved it?
I have never seen this movie. No, when you've got an 80s movies podcast and you're trying to figure out what to see, you do look at some lists and consider, like, what are the most 80s movies? These are movies.
Oh, this one is super 80s.
Exactly. And so it was kind of on my short list for a while, but there was never like a real desire to see it, you know? But the bar is apparently very low in season 8.
What? Nope. We've been doing bangers this whole season.
I'm joking.
Okay.
I guess I've been wanting to kind of tackle some of these movies that could only be made in the 80s. That whether it's music or the fashion or the style or just the kind of movies that they stopped making in the 90s, like something that could only happen in the 80s. And Thrashin', for better or for worse, is one of those movies.
Thrashin', baby. Yeah. It stars a baby Josh Brolin.
Right off of Goonies, like right off of the set of Goonies.
And he just Thanos has a tiny baby face in this. And he's so cute, and he never wears a shirt.
Yeah, it's a low budget, fun quotation marks, skateboarding movie. But where Thrashin really falls into, is in the 80s. There were a lot of these. Here's a secret look at a counterculture sport, or like some community. And we're gonna blow your mind with it. So think like Bloodsport or Over the Top. Honestly, I feel like Karate Kid is the king of that mountain.
Okay.
Because it really, I mean, I remember being in the 80s and karate was a huge fad, and it was even before the Karate Kid. But it was like another like little pocket secret society or sport. It was like something that people were really into, but it was its own little world. So you look at some of these movies like Rad, or again like Bloodsport. It's like
the Cube or something
Gleaming
like
the
that.
Cube. Yeah. But yeah, it's kind of like, it's not made for the audience that's into it, because a lot of these movies are just pretty damn schlocky. Like, I'm sure and it really makes, it's a very inauthentic take on skateboarding culture. They really make it look like gangs, and they make they make like weird events, and like they're not into what actual skateboarders are into, which is doing the tricks and competitions, and
because that would just be a documentary. You have to have the uphill romance and the downhill race.
Right. Instead, it's always kind of like, oh, these punk counterculture people, they don't listen. They don't want any part of the rules. They want to live on the outside. They're all kind of punk rockers, making their own rules. And then there's all these different weirdo characters. There's the, there's like the Gonzo character who's always kind of supposed to be the comedic relief, and they've always got some kind of, right. There's like never adults, and they've always got some sort of pad or home base with graffiti on it,
Yeah.
But it's always
no adults anywhere, and you really wonder how old they're supposed to be. Like, are they supposed to be in high school, and it's the summer, or are they supposed to be like young adults?
Yeah. All these movies, especially these sports movies, like these punk sports movies, are all made by people who really don't know anything about the sport. They don't know anything about the subject. So they're trying to make it as crazy and ridiculous and over the top and eye-catching and dramatic and cinematic as possible. So there's just a lot of silliness in these movies.
Yeah.
Which is honestly like it's the fun of it. The fun is just how grossly inaccurate. Like the other movie that kind of, and I haven't seen it, but I've seen the trailers, is stuff like Breakin', where they're going to show the secret world of breakdancing. And it's like, where they've got to have like, it's like, that's not really breakdancing, and all these like weird competitions and things that you would never see in like the legitimate sport of skateboarding, or breakdancing, or I'm sure there's like at least a dozen of these kind of movies that you could name. But I feel like Karate Kid was the one that did it well.
Yeah, Karate Kid sort of won the challenge because it's a good movie on top of being about, this weird little like microculture. This I would not call a good movie. That's not to say it's not to say it wasn't a good time.
Right.
But it's not a good movie.
If we're applying the definition of movie to this movie, then yes, that is absolutely correct.
Yeah. So it starts with a dream. Oh, it's a dream of a skaters all flying all over the place, blurry skaters just flying through the air, and it seems like they're falling and we don't quite know what's up, but it's all a dream. So Corey Webster wakes up and he gets ready in an 80s get ready montage, which I love. An 80s get ready montage. That was one of my favorite moments in Dream a Little Dream, where they're getting ready and they're putting all the mousse in their hair and they're tearing their jeans and stuff. We don't know where he is or where he's going, but he basically rides his skateboard and thrashes and hitchhikes his way to LA, I guess we find out. From whence, we don't know.
The Valley, apparently.
No, but he went to the Valley.
Oh, jeez.
He's not from the Valley.
I may be accused of not having thoroughly watched this movie with my full attention.
Very well. Well, let me explain it to you. He goes and meets up with his little group of friends who are going to be a little gang for the summer, and they built a ramp. So they all get ready to try out the ramp, and what's good is that they're all wearing knee pads and elbow pads.
Yes.
And they're taking their wrist health responsibly. So that's very good. They're skating responsibly, and we see them like suiting up and strapping on their pads, which is very good. We get a ramp montage, and ramp montage, going up the ramp, going down the ramp montage. It's a delightful ramp montage. It's really fun to watch them skate. You know, like we said with the Flashdance podcast, the fun parts were watching them dance. Well, in this one, I think the fun parts are watching them skate.
Yeah.
It's not the movie in between. It's the montages.
So the thing about this movie is that it is a very loose, super loose Romeo and Juliet story. So early on, we are introduced to the evil gang, the Daggers.
Hook and the Daggers. They come up over the hill. They crest the hill.
They're all wearing. They're all wearing like blue jeans, and they've got like these like rocker spikes and earrings. You know? So this movie posits that skaters are like gangs, and so there's a good gang and then there's a bad gang.
Well, you know, it reminded me a lot of the movie Point Break, which is not. It should have been my deep cut recommendation, but it's not, because they have all these rules about where you can surf and where you can't surf if you're a local or if you're from a different part of the beach. So it reminded me of that. I felt like at home with the, oh, you're not a local. Oh, we are a local. We're the ramp locals. We're the Daggers, and we skate at Venice Beach, so you can't skate at Venice Beach. So
exactly,
it made sense to me.
Good.
And they don't like the ramp locals because they're from the Valley.
I've got a cat who is just trying to push my microphone right off the table.
Oh no, don't do that, kitty. He loves Thrashin, and he's really mad that we're not taking it seriously.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So and when I say a loose adaptation of Romeo and Juliet, I mean, I don't need like a beat by beat. I don't need like their parents and a ghost or anything like that. But what I do need, which this movie doesn't really have, is like any real tangible consequences that he's dating the daughter of his enemy. Like because honestly, like the not the daughter, geez, the sister.
The sister, yeah.
Though he is constantly like draping his arm around her.
From the moment they meet, he's draping his arm around her.
He is super affectionate with his sister.
Oh, right.
But
The brother and sister. I thought you meant Corey and the sister.
but
Everyone's always got their arms around her. Like she just can't have a shoulder to herself.
yes. But if she didn't exist, he would have still done all the dicky moves that he ended up doing, the kind of hazing and challenging and things like that. I was really hoping that the stakes would have been higher because of the love affair, but they treat it very casually. They treat it very low temperature.
Yes, and it's not the. It's almost a bromance between the Corey and the Tommy Hook more than it is a romance between Corey and Krissy.
Yeah,
I don't love that her name was Krissy, by the way.
I mean, and it doesn't. It's really kind of a Maverick and Iceman light,
right?
Rivalry.
That's much more what it was like.
Very light, because it's like, spoilers for Thrashin. It's not really until the end moment that they kind of reach an accord.
Yeah, identical to Top Gun.
Yes.
But they do go to a party where the Red Hot Chili Peppers are playing,
which is totally nuts. Like, this movie is bargain basement, and then they bring out the Red Hot Chili Peppers, who of course were probably not a huge deal at the time. One hopes.
Nope, but you're like watching them thrash around, and you're just like, okay, so the Red Hot Chili Peppers have always been like that, then. All right.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun because they are babies, also.
Yes. So there's several competitions throughout this movie. The first one is a pool competition where they go skate a pool. I read that somewhere in there is Tony Hawk. So if you can spot the Tony Hawk,
yes,
you win.
Yeah. So this pool. So the pool competition is that the water's obviously removed from the pool, but this was one of those like legendary skating spots that had been closed and was open just for the movie, and it was a big deal to the real skaters. And so they skated their hearts out for all those days being in the movie. And when they weren't in the movie, they just made the most out of it. And they said that was the best thing about Thrashin, was being able to use that spot.
They got to skate in that pool.
Yeah. This is a good opportunity to talk about skateboarding, because skateboarding in the 80s, this was like a big deal. This was like, at least for me, like I remember this was like the cool thing. Like, this was the cool big thing that, me as like a 13-year-old or whatever, like that was one of those things that I perceived as being super cool that I could never really do, but I really wanted to do. So
Marty McFly does it.
Oh yeah. So skateboarding back in the 80s was a big deal. Just like Huffy bikes. But I was definitely one of those kids who really wanted to kind of hook into that coolness, but I really didn't like actually skating. Like, so I would get magazines, and I would bug my parents to get a skateboard for my birthday, and wanted to go to the skateboard shop and play skateboard video games. And it was just really cool. And I was drawn by all the different, collecting different skateboard stickers that you could put on your skateboard. But I really didn't skate that much. I really sucked.
Well, it's really fucking hard. Skateboarding is really hard, and it's
right, because it requires balance.
Dangerous. It requires balance and like hand-eye coordination and hand-eye foot coordination. It's really really tough. We took the kids to a place here locally called KTR. It stands for Kids That Rip, and got them skateboarding lessons. So for about 8 months, they did skateboarding lessons, and they would do the little, half pipes, and they would try and like grind these tiny little rails that were covered with like pads all around, and we bought them all the pads and the skateboards and all this stuff, and they never once skated in the real world outside of KTR.
Wow. Yeah,
But
it's
it's
so
still
easy
a
to
cool
get hurt.
culture.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
You will break your wrist. Like, that's why I'm so excited that they were all wearing pads in this, because I was like, you are going to break your bones.
Yeah, but I was totally into that, and there was like the like what Town and Country, like those logos with like the cartoon, gorilla on it or whatever. I don't know. It's so foggy. I haven't thought about it forever. But I was also like enamored by the skateboarding video games, and back then we didn't yet have like Tony Hawk. So it was like arcade games like 720,
Yeah.
Skate or die. Like that was awesome and a big deal. And I was into more of that kind of periphery stuff because I sucked at skateboarding.
Yeah. Skateboarding is too hard. We do meet a character who is the inventor of skating, who owns a skating who's like
John
the
Skateboard.
dumpiest old man. He's like an old man who's not at all fit. It doesn't look like he could skate if his life depended on it. Now, I mean, Tony Hawk is an older man at this point who's built an empire. Yeah. So this character should have looked like Tony Hawk. He should have looked like he could still grind a rail if he was hard pressed to do so. He does not look that way. But he is apparently the one who's going to sponsor the winner of the downhill race, the LA Massacre. So that's an important plot point.
All of skateboards will sponsor the winner of this contest.
Yes. And you'll be set for life if you get sponsored by this skating man.
Because it's very lucrative.
Yep. So there's more skating montages. Corey takes Krissy out for ice cream.
Mm-hmm. And by Corey, we mean baby Josh Brolin.
Baby Josh Brolin, yeah. And then they have their like romantic evening together. Mm-hmm. They go to
they've got a really forced. They got a really forced. Yes, we got a really forced like first date montage where there's like the filmmakers said, oh, just interact with like strangers and find funny things to do on the park benches, and you just really get the sense like they are just struggling to make a meal out of any of that, like just dancing around downtown, like the Hollywood Walk of Fame and shops and people and things like that. It's just kind of like you can see the forced improv moments before they start rolling.
Yeah. It's there's not a lot of chemistry between our Romeo and Juliet in this, which is like, how do you not have chemistry with Thanos? Come on. He's oozing chemistry, and this chick that they put up against him is just like, oh, I don't want to be with the daggers. Oh, I want to be with you. And it's totally phony baloney. You feel the acting the whole time.
Yeah, Sherilyn Finn of Twin Peaks is also in this movie. She's the daggers brunette, and she would have made she would have made a much more interesting leading lady. Yeah, but as much as I love Josh Brolin, this is this baby Josh Brolin. He is still you can see the charisma or the potential charisma there, but it's not like he's a gleaming light in this rough movie. He's still pretty subdued and still rough, and the camera doesn't necessarily always want to lock in on him. Like he's still finding his movie star powers at this point. Like he's still a baby actor trying to find his sea legs,
Yeah, this whole movie is just a little bit wobbly.
Yeah,
Both
yeah.
in practice and in literal, it's wobbly to watch.
But God bless him. God bless him. It must have been a lot of fun to make.
Yeah, and there must have been a lot of skaters used for all the skating montages. There's a really funny chase scene where, so after their night of chemistry-less lovemaking, he takes Krissy home, and then the daggers are like, "Wait a minute, that's Corey. Let's get him!" And they do a skate chase where the daggers, there's always 10 of them, and you see like 3 of them fall, and then you cut back and there's still 10 of them, there's not less of them, and then you see 3 of them go off a cliff or off the ledge of a parking garage, and you cut back and there's still 10 of them, there's never less of them, they're falling off all over the place, but they're never seeming to recede. There's always a new dagger to come up and take their place. It was fascinating to me. They chase him all through town, and he escapes them by hiding on top of a bus. Not very safe. Very akin to he was Teen Wolf in it.
I feel like I was getting coffee at this point. This
Yeah,
doesn't
were
seem
you?
familiar to me. This doesn't ring a bell. Yeah, I saw him post bus. Yeah. This is one of those. This is one of those kind of movies that you could walk away from for a few minutes and do something and come back and feel like, yeah, no, I haven't missed anything.
I haven't missed anything. Well, the daggers then torch the ramp locals' ramp. They torch the ramp, and we watch the whole process of it burning. Like they're just like going, yeah, woo, and just cheering it on as it burns. And we have to watch the whole process. It's not like they set it on fire and then we cut to the end and it's ashes. They just stand there and cheer and throw bottles at it for like 5 solid minutes. So that's when you should have got coffee.
I think I also got coffee at this point.
You're having so much coffee, yeah.
It's half cap, so it's not so bad.
Okay, good, because it's late in the day and you need to be careful.
Oh, I saw this at 7 a.m. I saw this at 7 a.m.
Oh, well, what a delightful morning treat. So they're gonna do a challenge of what they call the joust.
This is nunchuck jousting. So
yeah.
So basically they have nunchucks, which is one of the chucks is like a pad. And so they're spinning it around and they skate at each other, which one assumes this is what the kids on the street actually do because they've done their research. And then they skate at each other and then they swing their nunchucks at each other.
And that's how they settle their differences in this world.
Right.
But there's something that happens right before this. So as they're getting
Which
ready,
is directly lifted from Romeo and Juliet, by the way.
The joust skating?
Yeah, with the nunchucks.
With the
nunchucks? They didn't have skateboards in Romeo and Juliet. They just ran at each other with nunchucks.
With nunchucks? They had nunchucks though.
Well, one is padded. So
I don't feel like I saw that in Baz Luhrmann's take on Romeo and Juliet.
Well, no, he had his own unique take on it.
Yeah. You think that would be something Baz Luhrmann would go for, though?
I'm not going to tell him what to do.
Okay. So Velvet, who is Sherilyn Fenn, cuts off a lock of her hair and puts it in an earring, which she gives to Tommy. And he wears an earring of her hair.
Right. And Tommy's the bad guy, by the way.
Tommy is the bad guy. And I just thought that was so gross. I was this is disgusting. You're wearing her hair as an earring? Ew.
How are we to judge this culture, right?
No. I'm judging it. Don't wear someone else's hair in an earring. Okay. It feels unsanitary. But of course, neither one of them wins. They both get blows in. Tommy rips out the hair earring. Corey gets knocked on his ass. They both get blows in. It's on pretty equal footing, and then the cops come and bust it up.
Mm-hmm.
Corey breaks his arm.
Yeah.
And he's like, now I can't do the downhill race.
And this was really like the first time that there's been any stakes to anything, you know?
Right.
Because again, it's like, oh, they get chased off, or oh, I don't want you to see my sister, and the sister goes like, I'll do what I want. And so him breaking his arm, meaning that he can't skate, is the first time, and we're like an hour into the movie at this point. This is the first time that there's been anything that has had any kind of consequences, and you start to think about like, oh well, what is he gonna do? He can't thrash anymore, you know.
Yeah, like, and Krissy's like, why can't you thrash? And he's like, because my arm is broken. And she's like, okay, but you have another arm. And he's like, well, I can't thrash. And she's like,
right.
I truly don't see why.
She really doesn't understand thrashing. But she supports him.
But the prize for winning the LA Massacre, the downhill race, which Corey is upset he can't compete in, is $1,000.
Which will set you up for... And then also Mr. Skateboard will sponsor you.
Yes. But $1,000 in adjusted for inflation, what do you think it's worth today in 2025?
5,800?
Not far off. It's 4,100.
Okay. So enough to live on for years. You know,
for the rest of your life, you're good to go.
So they talk about this LA Massacre, and so basically it's a big race. They get it at the top of a hill, and apparently they have access to this whole stretch of street or road.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. They shut down the whole, like,
it's almost
like it's
for
almost
the
like
annual LA
Pacific Coast
Massacre.
Highway. Yeah,
right. And the funny thing is that we hear, you know, it's really just like a set of like 80 people gathering around like a park area, but we hear all these like news reporter voices, like it's an official, you know, like news event of the city. You know, I would have preferred that if that they would have been a little more punk rock, and they were more pirate radioing this event. That we actually,
like it's a guerrilla event. Like they're not. Yeah, but they literally like there might still be cars on the street.
But they chose like a voiceover who sounded like he was doing like the midday news, you know? And yeah, I would, it would have been fun if this was more of an illegal, like street racing kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Other
like
than that, I mean,
Furious.
Yeah, I mean the event is totally loony. Like I can't imagine that there's any basis in reality of having like 80 people all just wind down like 5-6 miles of downhill racing. Like I would have rather that it been more of a Karate Kid style competition, you know, where you get to see all these different people in all these different, you know, like little brackets doing their best, and you get to see real skateboarders, and you get to see more of the actual style. I guess maybe it was hard. There is a certain, like, you know, spectacle to a giant race and seeing like all these skateboarders wiping out on the street. But yeah, no, I would have really liked more of a, this person is getting more points. Oh, this guy is up. Oh, that guy is really good. And kind of getting to see real skateboarders and having one or more people kind of get eliminated and whittled down to where it was just a couple of people, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah.
If you got a real sense of like, and you get that a little bit in the pool competition. But yeah, it's painfully absent from the LA Massacre. But we do get to see him practicing for the LA Massacre, going down, doing a downhill, and just like completely falling over and sort of blaming it on his arm, like, oh, I can't do it because of my broken arm. And it's like, you really aren't using your arm that much, buddy.
Yeah,
like it's fine. You'll be fine. So Krissy, in the meantime, has decided to go back to Illinois or Indiana on the bus. And she's like on the bus reading a magazine. She gets halfway to Indiana when she decides all of a sudden to hop off the bus. The bus lets her off in the middle of nowhere and she hitchhikes home.
Which Indiana strangely looks a lot like Southern California.
Yeah, but she's like at least 300 miles away.
Yeah. We
see a sign at some point.
Yeah, no, it looked like. So I mean, it must have been like Arizona or New Mexico because it looked like it still looked like Southern California or Arizona.
Yep. But she dangerously, I was so worried about her. It's like, my deep cut recommendation should be for her to listen to My Favorite Murder and just learn why young girls should not hitchhike. She's lucky she didn't get murdered. And they did show that it was mostly like older women picking her up, which is why she didn't get murdered. But if this movie took a turn and suddenly became a true crime piece about why you shouldn't hitchhike, I would have been happy.
Yeah.
All right, but we do the downhill race. We do the LA Massacre. Of course, Corey wins.
Yeah.
Of course, it comes down to just Corey and Tommy.
And I really wish. I mean, Tommy is a dick, but I wish he would have done one more dick move, one more big dick move. At the end, like some sort of like that villain, like some real shenanigans at the last moment. It's like I don't mind that this movie is kind of low temperature. I just wish they would lean into some of the cause and effect and like the villainy a little more. Like if they would have done a bit more.
Yeah. Well, they take all his villain power away because at the end of the race, he's like, they have the Iceman Maverick moment where he's like, good race, man. High five. The daggers and the ramp locals won't war anymore. You can date my sister. How the fuck did you get back here, sister? What are you doing here? I put you on a bus.
Again, I'm sure they wanted to do something different, but they were just hampered by the original Romeo and Juliet,
Yep. They had to do it the way
they had to
goes.
They had to be faithful to the original. So,
oh boy. So, that's Thrashin. For all of the fun we're making of it, it was okay. So
it was aggressively okay.
It was aggressively okay. It was the downhill race of okay.
Yeah, there was nothing to hate about the movie, but it was just a low temperature.
But there was nothing to latch onto. Yeah. It wasn't even cheesy enough to be so cheesy that it was great.
Yeah, which I'm hoping for Breakin'. I don't know if we'll cover in the on the podcast, but that's what I'm hoping for Breakin', because it's a Canon Films.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to do it. We have all these movies we keep threatening to do. We've been threatening to do Masters of the Universe for years. For like 3 years.
Yes.
We'll get to them. We'll get to them all, baby. We're going to get to them all. So on a scale of 1 broken arm that will prevent you from thrashing to 10 broken arms.
Okay.
Well, maybe that's not the best metric because it's bad. 10 broken arms is bad. What's good? On the 1 ramp to 10 ramps.
Or 10
How many
thrashings.
ramps?
But thrashing is
10 good thrashings.
But thrashing is a positive.
Thrashing is a positive.
I feel like 5 is aggressively okay. I feel like if we start dipping into 4, then there's hatred in my heart.
I agree.
I don't know what I've given. I think the only ones I've given that low are Young Guns and which was a big disappointment because I had loved Young Guns when I was younger.
Me too.
And Grease
Same.
too.
Yeah, you hated Grease too.
Oh, I so curbed my real opinions because you and our guest loved it, and I couldn't be that guy. I didn't want to be the guy to shit on your fun.
Oh, well, you're such a gentleman.
Until now. Yeah, so 5.
Until today.
5 is aggressively okay.
5 is aggressively okay. Okay, I'll bump it just a smidge and I'll give it 5.5. Because I found baby Josh Brolin to be a charmer.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so excited to see little baby Thanos.
Yes.
Before he got all beefy and chunky and grizzled.
Uh-huh.
He's very much not grizzled in this movie.
No, he is such a baby. He is such a hairless baby.
He is smooth and all of the corners are rounded. There's nothing wrinkly or weathered about him at all. All right. What about a deep cut recommendation?
You know what? So I'm going to go. So let's say you were going for one of these kind of movies, which is like the peak, like the look at the sport and, oh my God, there's all these crazy characters and, oh, we take it so seriously, but no, we're going to show you behind the scenes of how, So in that kind of movie, if you were looking for big, goofy fun, like midday Sunday, after lunch movie, I feel like Thrashin is not going to do it for you. And if you haven't seen it, I would substitute Over the Top.
Over the Top, the arm wrestling movie?
Yeah, the Sylvester Stallone, which he was contractually tricked into doing movie, which is so absolutely ridiculous. He plays it super seriously.
I've never seen it. Should we do
Have we not done Over the Top?
We have not done Over the Top.
I have difficulty believing that. I have to Google it. The most excellent.
I promise you I've never seen it.
It's not that I don't trust you.
I know what it is. But I've never seen it.
Well, this is my recommendation to you. Over the Top.
Over the Top. Well, let's do it. We'll do it soon.
Okay, great.
We'll do it right after Dragnet and Breakin' and Masters of the Universe.
So much for the heavy hitters. It's all right. It's balanced, right? We can't. It's I've been wanting to do these schmaltzy B movie 80 movies, like these direct to video movies for a while. I feel like another one which would be a lot of fun is Invasion USA with Chuck Norris.
Okay, now that one we did do.
No, we did not. We tried to. We've scheduled it twice and then I became unavailable. We have not done Invasion USA.
What was the Chuck Norris movie we did do?
What was the Chuck Norris movie we did do?
It wasn't Invasion USA?
I have to Google it.
We definitely did a Chuck Norris movie.
What did we do?
Because I remember that he shoots a bazooka right at someone who's shooting a bazooka right at him.
Well, yeah, that's Invasion USA.
Well, then we did it.
I don't know. I don't feel like we did.
Okay. Hold on. We did it. We definitely did a Chuck Norris. We 100% did a Chuck Norris movie. And it was obviously it was from the 80s.
Okay. How do we search our own catalog?
Go to True Story FM. They have it all there.
Okay.
Oh, Delta Force. We did.
Delta Force. Okay. Yes. All right. And then Okay, we did Overboard, which is different than Over the Top.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Invasion USA and Over the Top. Classic
Are both
films.
movies that will be coming soon to the Most Excellent 80s Movies podcast.
Maybe we don't have this whole conversation in there, but yeah. I was, we've done. It's like, it'd be fun as if we did Young Sherlock Holmes. Well, we've done.
We've done that. We've done Young Sherlock Holmes.
Or
Yeah.
now looping around, we've got to revisit some.
We've got to revisit them. Yeah, we got to give it another go. We're in a different place now. They'll hit differently. We'll just go back through the one. We'll start at the beginning.
And do
ET again.
just in case people haven't heard those ones.
Yeah.
know.
Okay, so my deep cut recommendation is a movie I was thinking about the whole time I was watching Thrashin, as a send up of exactly this type of movie where there's like some big competition at some point, and like there's the good guys and the bad guys, and all the 80s tropes get really nailed in a humorous way. I recommend Wet Hot American Summer.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Hot Rod. But,
What's Hot Rod?
What's Hot Rod?
What's Hot Rod?
It's with Andy Samberg.
Oh, Hot Rod. I thought you were talking about an 80s movie called Hot Rod.
No,
yeah.
No, yeah.
No, that would be a good recommendation too. But no, I was thinking about Wet Hot American Summer when Joe Latrulio is chasing Ken Marino, and the Boy Scouts are all like on the lake, and they're just like, they're all stuck just in the middle of the lake, and he's chasing him on a motorcycle, and he like runs, and he's like foot versus motorcycle chase, and he like leaps over a single bale of hay, and then Joe Latrulio can't keep chasing him. I was thinking about that part. I don't know why, but that's my deep cut recommendation. One of my favorites, Wet Hot American Summer, awesome. from the cast of The State. It's one of the funniest movies of all time. It takes place on the last day of camp in an 80s style summer camp. And if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. Yay. All right. Well, thanks for being with us here at the end. We appreciate you so much. We love you. And we are grateful for you. If you love us, and if you're grateful for us, which you're here at the end, I'd like to think that probably, unless you just put your phone down and walked away, I'd like to think you have some affection for us. Yeah, you're with Nathan getting half calf coffee. Please like, rate, review, subscribe, reach out to us on Instagram at Most Excellent Pod. Reach out to us through our YouTube video comments. Go to True Story FM. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. All those things are so useful and wonderful to us. We truly appreciate them, and we truly appreciate you. Also become a member. If you're at True Story FM, just hanging out, click on our podcast. It'll take you to the part where you can do a little clicky to become a member for $5 a month or $55 for the whole year. And you get to get all the episodes early, and you get some extra special bonus content. You also get access to the Discord channel and all sorts of good old-fashioned, most excellent 80s fun. Nathan, where can people find you and support you in your filmmaking endeavors?
Squishystudios.com if you want to check out my movies and things I've done. And my movie, the last movie I ever made, is on Amazon, Apple, and Tubi.
Yeah, so go see it. And you can see me at the Neighborhood Comedy Theater in downtown Mesa, Arizona on Friday and Saturday nights. Get tickets and dates and deets at nctphoenix.com. And while you're out there in the world doing your thing and thrashing like you do, please keep the Most Excellent 80s Movies motto in mind. Be excellent to each other and... Party on,
dudes.